At this point, I consider myself an intermediate turkey hunter and still remember the challenges of trying to get started. In this video, I'm going to share a few things from gear to turkey behavior that I wish I would have known when I first started turkey hunting. As I've learned more and more about turkey hunting over the last couple of years, one of the things I find that tips from pros are less than helpful in most cases. Not all of us have access to private property with 50 toms gobbling at sunup. And if you're like me, you're forced to hunt on public land with a lot of other hunters, which can steepen the learning curve as well.
My name is Timothy Broche. I believe it's a suffering for what you take that is the true measure of a trophy. My style of hunting and fishing takes me beyond pulling the trigger, pushing my mental and physical capacity to enhance the experience of the harvest. The water and woods call to me.
You're going to need a bow or a shotgun to get started. A 20 gauge or a 12 gauge will work. I prefer to use a 12 gauge. I have a super full turkey choke as well, which holds a tighter pattern than a full choke and extends your kill range. Whatever shotgun you do decide to use, make sure that you pattern it so you know your effective kill range and aren't out there wounding turkeys. I've got a video on how to pattern your shotgun so you know what your kill range is. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Start off with a box call. They're pretty simple to learn how to use. It'll make any of the 3 or 4 calls that you'll need to make as a beginner. We'll talk more about the calls later in this video. The other thing that comes in handy is a shot call. You can use coyote calls, there's owl calls. I prefer a crow call, works well in our area. Some good ammo and a little bit of camouflage is all you really need to get started. As you spend more time in the woods chasing turkeys around and learn what kind of things work best for you, you can start adding to the basics as you go.
I use the crow call just to locate them so they're not moving around coming into the turkey call while I'm moving in towards them.
In my opinion, between the box call, the slate call, and the reed call, the box call is going to be the easiest to learn how to make the 3 calls that you're going to want to know before you head out into the woods. The 3 that you really want to practice the most are the yelp, the cluck, and the purr. How to use the box call to make these 3 sounds are beyond the scope of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, as some of my upcoming videos will go into details about how to use the calls to make the top sounds.
He's coming in. Yeah, he's still in the tree.
I spooked that turkey out of the tree about 5 seconds after I shut the video off and screwed up the best opportunity that I had that entire season, simply because I didn't understand the opportunity that I had right in front of me. If I would have known that tom was gobbling at the yelping sounds I was making with my box call, looking for a hen to fly down to, instead of trying to get up where I could see that tom, what I should have done is fallen back to about 50 yards from where that tom was sitting in the top of that tree and done some very soft calls with any 1 or 2 of the calls that I mentioned earlier. He likely would have flown down right in front of me and walked right over to me.
I set up back in underneath that little tree right there, thinking those turkeys would be more comfortable coming through this kind of brushy stuff or through the trees. And they came across right out in the open, right here, just right behind me. There's 2 of them, the 2 jakes, came right to me. Took about an hour for them to get here, but so I don't know. That's twice I've had turkeys come in behind me now. I just came back to where I was calling from and heard a hen. I just seen a turkey run off the hill.
Patience kills turkeys. I was sitting calling almost in the exact spot where I spooked those hens off about 10 minutes before I spooked them off, calling to a couple toms that were up above me. I got impatient, thought I could circle around them, and within 5 minutes of getting up, ended up spooking those hens off the hill. If I would have just sat there, those hens would have come up within 10 yards of me. They had a tom in tow with them, and I would have filled my tag. If you'd like to check out my next video, 10 tips for beginner turkey hunters, click on the screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the videos and my YouTube channel. I've got tons of turkey hunting content coming out this year.